and then got rich again by selling his own story. Jordan Ross Belfort was born in 1962 in Queens, New York. He grew up in a middle-class Jewish family in Bayside. His parents were accountants. From the beginning, Jordan Belfort was obsessed with money. Not the idea of money, the physical reality of it. The cars, the boats, the houses, the women, the power. He wanted all of it. And he wanted it fast. At 24 years old, he got his first job on Wall Street. He was fired within months when the firm he worked for went bankrupt. Most people would have taken that as a sign. Jordan Belfort took it as an opportunity. In 1989, he founded Stratton Oakmont, a brokerage firm on Long Island. On paper, it looked like a legitimate financial services company. In reality, it was a fraud factory. Stratton Oakmont operated what is known as a pump and dump scheme. The firm would secretly acquire large amounts of stock in small, obscure companies. Then their brokers, hundreds of them, would call ordinary people across America, doctors, teachers, retirees, small business owners, and sell them on the incredible opportunity in front of them. The stock was going to explode, they said. Get in now before it was too late. People bought, the stock price rose, and then Stratton Oakmont would sell all of their shares at the inflated price, leaving their clients holding worthless stock every single time. The brokers at Stratton Oakmont were not financial professionals. They were salespeople, young, hungry, and trained by Jordan Belfort personally in the art of manipulation. He taught them exactly what to say, exactly how to say it, how to overcome objections, how to create urgency, how to make a man feel stupid for not investing. He called it the straight line system. A method of psychological manipulation so effective it could convince almost anyone to do almost anything. Stratton Oakmont, at its peak, employed over 1,000 brokers, generating revenues of over $1 billion per year. Jordan Belfort personally took home $50 million a year. He spent every cent. A yacht called Naomi, 167 feet long, named after his second wife, a British model. Multiple mansions, a helicopter, a seaplane, a fleet of luxury cars, drugs. An extraordinary amount of drugs. Quaaludes, cocaine, morphine, almost anything available. He consumed them daily, industrially, without shame. He once drove his Mercedes into the gates of his own mansion, while so impaired he had no memory of doing it. He once nearly sank his own yacht in a Mediterranean storm because he insisted on sailing through it while intoxicated. His life was a masterclass in the destruction of consequence, because for years nothing bad happened to him. The more outrageous his behavior, the more money he made. The more money he made, the more invincible he felt. And the more invincible he felt, the more he stole. The FBI had been watching Jordan Belfort for years. Agent Gregory Coleman had built a case against him slowly and carefully. In 1998, the walls finally closed in. Former associates began cooperating with federal investigators. The details that emerged were extraordinary. Money had been smuggled out of the United States in cash hidden in luggage. deposited into secret Swiss bank accounts through a network of fake companies. Funneled through the accounts of Belfort's relatives in Europe, the operation was sophisticated, global, and entirely illegal. In 2003, Jordan Belfort pleaded guilty to securities fraud and money laundering. He agreed to cooperate with investigators, to give them names, details, everything. And here is where the story takes its most revealing turn. His cooperation was extraordinarily valuable to prosecutors. He helped convict dozens of people. He provided information that led to multiple successful prosecutions. In exchange, he was sentenced to 4 years in prison. 4 years for stealing hundreds of millions of dollars from thousands of victims. He served 22 months. 22 months. Then he walked out of prison and he reinvented himself. First came the book, The Wolf of Wall Street, published in 2007, a memoir describing his crimes with such obvious relish, such vivid detail, such barely concealed pride, that millions of readers found themselves admiring the man they should have despised. Then came the movie. Martin Scorsese directed, Leonardo DiCaprio starred. The film was nominated for 5 Academy Awards. It was one of the highest-grossing films of 2013. And suddenly, Jordan Belfort was not a criminal. He was a brand. He began selling motivational speaking packages. His straight-line system, the exact method he had used to defraud thousands of people, he now sold as a legitimate sales training course for thousands of dollars per seminar. Corporations paid him to speak. Universities invited him. He appeared on television, on podcasts, in magazines. He became a self-help guru. A cautionary tale that somehow became an instruction manual. The victims of his fraud? He was ordered by the court to pay back $110 million in restitution. By 2013, 10 years after his conviction, he had paid back less than $11 million. 10 cents on every dollar owed. The rest of his income went to maintaining his lifestyle. Luxury homes, speaking fees deposited into accounts that victims could not easily access. His lawyers argued, his payment stalled. The system allowed it. Thousands of people who had trusted him with their savings waited. Most of them are still waiting. Here is the darkest truth about Jordan Belfort. He is not unique. The methods he pioneered, the psychological manipulation, the high-pressure telephone sales, the pump-and-dump mechanics, they did not die with Stratton Oakmont. They evolved. They moved online. They found new victims in crypto markets and social media investment groups and influencer-endorsed trading platforms. The specific fraud changed. The architecture remained identical. A charismatic salesperson, a convincing story, a sense of urgency, an ordinary person's hope. Jordan Belfort understood something fundamental about human nature. People want to believe that wealth is accessible, that the right opportunity at the right moment can change everything, that someone on the other end of the phone or the screen genuinely wants to help them. He weaponized that belief, and he got rich twice doing it, once stealing money, once selling the story of how he stole it, and the system that allowed him to operate, the unregulated penny stock markets, the complicit clearing firms, the regulatory gaps that took years to close. That system has been rebuilt in new forms, in new industries, with new faces. Subscribe to Luxury Vision Official right now, because the next story on this channel is even darker than this one. At Luxury Vision Official, we go where the mainstream financial press refuses to go. Hit the notification bell, because the truth about who really controls the global economy is something they hope you never find out. Before you leave, if this story made you feel something, anger, shock, or simply the need to know more, you are not alone. Every week at Luxury Vision Official, we go deeper into the stories that the financial world hopes you will never find. The men behind the crashes, the fortunes built on lies, the systems designed to protect the powerful and destroy everyone else. Luxury Vision Official exists for one reason: to show you what's really happening behind the glass towers and the tailored suits. Subscribe to Luxury Vision Official right now. Hit the notification bell, because the next story is even darker than this one.